Hello, my name is Chloe Songhurst. I'm 22 and I'm a victim of sexual assault. My stepfather has just been put away for 40 months for 13 counts of sexual assault against me between the age of 17 and 19. I don't remember too much about when I initially met him, but he was like a dad to me from the get-go because my biological dad wasn't really around. I was about 13 and I suppose I just picked up on he's overly affectionate, and I obviously at that age I was hitting puberty and it started to become a bit more uncomfortable for me, the constant need for hugs. I had always called him dad anyway, but it was then at that point when I didn't maybe call him dad all the time, but I had to call him dad, and it was very much like I was becoming uncomfortable with how much I had to tell him I loved him, how much he would hug me, and the fact I still had to kiss him on the lips like when I would say goodnight. And I was getting to that point where I was like, I'm not comfortable with this anymore, but I had to do it, because then it would turn into an argument if I didn't. It started more as just like constantly needing a hug from me, needing me to, I don't know what the word is, but like fulfill his need of love. And if I voiced that I was uncomfortable with it, then we'd fall out and it would start an argument between him and my mum, because then my mum was like, you know, just give him what he wants and then it'll keep the peace. So I would say like the touching kind of started more when I was in college, so I was about 16. I mean, my school knew I was self-harming. That was kind of when I started self-harming, because these arguments were like intense, you know. He has been physical but not like punch me, but he would like push me onto my younger brother's bed and he would like scream in my face, like you could feel spit on your face. Like that's how angry he would get if I didn't hug him or text him back that I loved him or give a kiss at the end of the message. He would shout and he would get really angry with everyone, and so I felt the pressure of I need to keep him happy, because if I don't, then my younger siblings get it as well. So it started as back scratches and foot massages. I said I had an itch on my back that I couldn't reach, and he just happened to be in the bedroom and he itched it for me. And I said that it felt good, but I said it felt like, you know when you have like an itch that you really can't itch and then it gets itched and you're like, oh my God, what a relief. And then it was literally just from there, he just kept scratching my back all over. And then it started just like here and there a couple of times a week, but then I don't know the exact period, but after like a few months, every time he'd come in the room, he would scratch my back. He started rubbing me, he'd go up along my breasts and he would scratch there, and he would come like all the way up my thighs. There was a time where he started going in my waistline, and he would go not all the way in my underwear, but his hands would be in my underwear and he would kind of go around the top, and he'd gone under my bra a couple times. There were occasions where he would hug me and his chest would be like right here, and he'd kissed me on my chest a couple times, not under my bra but right on the top. And it was kind of that alongside with the comments of like, oh, you make me feel good, or you make me feel better. He would buy me underwear, like lingerie underwear, bearing in mind I was 16, 17, never owned these sort of things before. And he would always make comments about how it was like he knew what underwear I was wearing. Like he'd say, oh, I like that pair. And nothing was revealing what I was wearing. The touching on top of the buying me underwear and the comments about how I looked. He would say that I had a really good figure and he liked my body, and he would ask me to like show it off. He liked me wearing clothes that would reveal my body a little bit more. He would bring me his phone and there'd be like websites of like lingerie, and he'd ask me what my favourite is, or like what style I preferred, what colour I prefer. And he would just order them. I would obviously say I don't want any, like I don't want to wear any of these, and he would just order me his favourite pairs. And then he would he would tell me, don't tell your mum. He would bring them to me and say, obviously keep this between us. My underwear was found in his bed once. He slept in like this cupboard thing under the stairs, and my dog came out with my underwear in his mouth that was in there. So yeah, it was quite uncomfortable. He would always go on about my bras and stuff and what I was wearing, even though he couldn't see. So it was, yeah, uncomfortable. We went into lockdown. I couldn't go to college, obviously, and that's when I attempted to take my life for the first time, because that's kind of when it went from back scratches and more leg scratches over the clothes to under the clothes, and he would go around the top. And I knew there was this one time that my mum went to a Christmas party for work, And I just had this feeling that night would be the night he was going to rape me. I had been almost anticipating it for the 2 weeks I had known my mum was going to be away that evening. He was like, oh, I've bought us loads of alcohol, we're going to get lots of snacks, we'll watch a movie on the sofa. I had anticipated he was going to rape me that night. But my mum ended up coming home from the Christmas party early. I can't remember why. But I still to this day think that maybe he wouldn't have raped me, but I had this fear that he was going to do something more. I was at my partner's mum's house and she was saying to me how she's got in touch, his name was PC Redmond, and she said that she'd spoke to him and he was going to give us a call tomorrow, which would have been the day he got arrested. And he spoke to me on the phone and was like basically asking me about the situation. But then the police showed up about an hour after the phone call and was like, I think you should make this an official report. He was arrested. I was in and out of the police station over, I think it was about 10 months. I had 4 interviews. Eventually, I think it was about a year later, the CPS got back with 13 charges. But yeah, then the trial came around. It was, yeah, I don't know. I think I wasn't actually as scared as I thought I was going to be, but I knew I was going to have the blind thing, the curtain drawn, so I didn't actually have to see him. He had a pass-coded album on his phone. The password was my birthday and his birthday. I had no idea that was the password, but he told me that I took the photos of myself from behind somehow. There were 26 photos of me in this pass-coded album, fully clothed, but he had cropped them just of my bottom. Some of them, like where I had like low-rise joggers, my underwear would be sticking out a little bit, but most of them were of me bent over. It's such a difficult process coming forward and speaking up about it. It's long, and at times it makes you feel like you're not a victim and that you might be in the wrong and you are questioned and interrogated on your truth. I think the more people that voice their story, the more other people feel confident to do it. For a long time, I thought I felt no one believed me because I was told people didn't believe me. And I was on my own for a very long time, and all it took was one person supporting me and wanting to listen to me that really made me push myself to voice my story. And it is worth it. It's a long and it's a scary and it's a lonely process. But now that it's out, I feel like I don't have to hide anymore. I won't be silenced and I won't be dismissed because I have got it out there and I've got so much more support than I ever could have imagined. And I just hope that other women are able to do the same.